Wasim. I'm with the Building Plan Review Division at DPIE. A few things, we will be recording this meeting. Let me get the recorded button first. Oh, it is already being recorded. Perfect.
I started
And
it for you.
okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So this meeting is being recorded and will be available afterwards. And you all should have received the memo for this meeting, basically telling you that this meeting is happening. This meeting is a refresher. We have had one meeting, I think, a couple of months ago regarding the Momentum software that the county has implemented. This is more of a refresher course that we're going to be doing. And we do have an agenda. And I'm going to drop the agenda in the chat. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go to introductions for my team. If they want to introduce themselves, please go ahead.
Hello, hi. This is Firdevs Özlem Demiroğlu. I'm the Fire and Life Safety Section Supervisor.
Good afternoon, Bosa Ugo, DPI QAQC unit.
Hey, Cynthia Brown, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. Cynthia Brown, IT.
Okay. And I'm not sure if Yvette is here but she's our IT Associate Director, and she may be here or she may join shortly. But we do have.
She's on another corner, Bill. She'll join when she gets a second.
Not a problem, not a problem. I'm still gonna be posting the agenda in a few seconds, so again, bear with me. But one thing I wanted to point out, which I think is important, is that we know that you guys are our third-party fire protection system reviewers. We know that we have implemented this Momentum software. In the past, you guys were conducting plans directly with the client, and then you would approve and you would give us the letters. Now this process requires you to review these plans through the Momentum system through e-plans. I mean, you're going to be pretty much reviewing in project docs, e-plans. You've had a training session on that in the past. One thing to keeping to note is that if the building permit for projects were issued using e-permits, the old system, the fire permits, the fire protection system permits, the reviews have to be also conducted using the old way. Okay, so whatever you guys were doing in the past, that's what has to happen. For cases or building permits that were issued in Momentum, those reviews must occur through Momentum. So the customers have to file their permit applications through Momentum. Is that, and Bo, I just want to confirm that is correct, right? Bo?
Yes,
Okay,
that is
perfect.
correct. Thank you very much for that update. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. And we will reiterate that point again, just so you guys are clear. So a few things that we require, or we are hoping that you all remain muted, or we will mute you. Leave all your questions till the end. There's not a lot to cover. Again, for most of you, this is going to be a refresher. But if you have questions, comments, we are going to have time to go over those at the end. So please, if you can, continue to keep yourself muted, make notes, take notes. If you want to take screenshots, you can. But like I said, we will have this presentation available to everybody at the end, or by tomorrow at least. So I will turn it over to, I'm still going to post the agenda. I haven't done that yet in the chat, but I will turn it over to Ms. Osland.
Yes. So just a minute. I'm sorry. I'm just having an issue. Hold on 1 second. So I think we will start with Cynthia to go through how to log in into ePlan and other settings. Then I will chime in to show the review portion. Cynthia, if you're ready.
All right, good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Cynthia Brown, and I am one of the trainers for Project Docs. Here you'll see the ePlans system login page. If you have an issue with your password, it's best to send a email in. As it's not always when you use forget your password, sometimes goes to junk or sometimes it's not being sent. So please send an email if you're not able to get in. So when you log in, you're going to use your full email address plus the password that you created. When you log in for the first time, you're going to see your screen is going to, it won't probably have as many cases as I do, but whatever application you're a part of, you'll be able to see it on the projects page. You'll also be able to look at your tasks individually on the task page. So when you click on the task, you have the option to select going directly into your task or clicking on the project. I find it more helpful to open up a project because if you only open up the task, you're only going to see that one item and you're not going to be in the main screen of the project. So always click on your project to open that up. And when you log in for the first time, it always defaults to recent projects. If you're on the projects page, it defaults to recent projects. You'll want to click all projects so that you can see all of them. Unless you've accessed it before, it'll be on your recent projects list. Okay, so we can stay in recent projects. Pull this up. And this is our test case. Okay, so one of the main things that you're going to want to do is update your profile as soon as you log in to your account for the first time. You'll want to click on this profile tab. And in this profile tab, you're going to enter your information so that when you are stamping your plans, the information is pulled from your profile and you don't have to manually enter any information. Give it a moment. Going. So this information helps you when stamping. Instead of having to individually stamp, you can batch stamp, and whatever is entered on your profile page will then stamp out each time. Taking. All right, so when you get into your profile information, you're going to make sure you have your first and last name entered. Your email address cannot be changed. You'll put in your title. So if you are fire and life safety reviewer or whatever it is that you do, you'll put that in here. You'll put in your company name, your address, your license number. So whatever your PE or RA number is, you're going to enter that here. That will then show up on the stamp. Your city, phone number, state, and zip. So once you put that information in, every time it'll be saved. If anything changes, you can always go to your profile tab and update that. Let me go into the search. So back on the home screen, you'll find either tasks or project list. I always like to search by projects. Because if you don't have a task, it will not be on that list and that project will not show there. So looking by the project shows everything, every project that you are a part of. Moment. I think my internet is slow. Sorry about that. All right. So again, if you would like to search for a project, you can always look in this project field here. You can start typing the project case number. You can put it in by the name of the application or the status, so you can search by that way. Again, using the all projects will help. If you don't find it under recent projects, searching all projects will bring up everything that you have been added to. So when I select the hyperlink for my project, you'll see that we have several folders on the left-hand side. You will be using the fire folder. But if the applicant makes a mistake and uploads them to the fire and life safety, they might also be here, but they should be in the fire folder. Okay. So we also have a way to look up the application in the Momentum application. So you'll want to copy the application number, or you can hand type it in, but I find it easier to copy it. So we'll go to our project reports and you'll go to the second page and you'll select the application for fire. I did that a little quick. You'll pick Momentum application for fire. So when you select that, it requests the application number. So you can either type it in, or like I did, I just copied it. And you click on View Report. And that will pull up the application that has been, it's blank now. This is just a test application, but you'll see all the information filled out, scope of work, occupant information, and whatever was filled out on the application. Okay, so you can see that. You can also download it as a PDF, or you can download it as Word. So we can close that. So if you want to find any information about the application, that's how you'll do that. To get back to the application, you can click on Project Tasks. Project Task brings you to the task list. So earlier we were on our home screen where all the projects and tasks live. Now we're clicked into the project, the individual project. You can see the case number here, the case type / review type, as well as your folders. To view inside the folders, you'll click on the plus sign so that you can see in the subfolders. All right, so awesome. If you'd like to do the review, you can go ahead.
And just so everybody knows, the agenda now is posted in the chat, so you can follow along where we are at And again, we will cover all questions and comments at the end. So turn it over to Aslan.
Yeah, Cynthia, I don't have this case in my queue, so.
Okay, give me a second. I will.
And this case is a CG, just as general information, but for, as you know, the sprinkler and fire alarm systems and other fire protection system permits, they will have an FIR extension. So this is just an example. So you are not going to receive a CGU extension for fire protection system cases. So just to keep in mind.
Correct. Yeah, you should have this case. You're part of the project. I added you earlier. So maybe take a look at all projects.
Right? Mhm.
Yeah, this is production. Yeah, you're in production. Go to projects, all projects, and search it.
So the task is not with me. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, just put in the case number and search it, Austin. It'll pop up.
Yes, so you're going to see a task in here right now. I couldn't see the task because I didn't receive the task. But when the case is with you, you're going to see it from the main page. It will be in your queue. So you're not going to use, like I did, to search the case. So if it's assigned to you, you will see it on your main screen. That's under the tasks PF. So basically, you are not going to use the momentum system. You're going to use only the project doc system for your review. So only the applicant is going to use the momentum to apply for the permit, and they can check the case status from momentum and also from project docs. So when you start your review, you're going to check where the files are, and then let's see, I'm opening the plan. I found a couple of mistakes here and I wanted to write a comment. So I'm going to use the annotate tab here, and then I can either use the cloud change mark or just a simple change mark. Also, I can put a note for my approval from here. I'm going to show it later. So let's say for the change marks, this is my comment one. I type my comment here as comment one here, and I hit OK. And then I would like to highlight something here so they can see it clearly. I want this one to be fixed. So let's say comment two here. So you can just select this to make it a little thinner, looks better. And I'm going to save it. And I need to give a name to all those change marks on this plan. So I'm going to say fire, but you can name it as you wish. I'm going to exit. And I'm going to refresh. So you will see this icon means there are some markups that I entered. And if I wanted to add more markups, or if I want to revise some of them, I'm going to click here, not to the plan, just the icon, and a new window will pop up like this. So I'm going to select edit and click view edit. Another window will pop up with the plan and with my markups on it. And I'm going to select the select tool. And if you double click, you can revise or you can delete from here. So let's say I'm going to add one more. I'm going to save it and close. So I have 3 comments. Just closing this window also. Then I'm going to accept the task, but I don't think I have the task.
Yes, you should have the task. Just go to page 2, Oscar.
Okay. So you will see this task directly on your screen. So you don't need to do this step. This is extra for me since I couldn't get the task directly. It's just, and see, I have 3 change marks and I'm going to place the case on hold. So if you want, you can type some comments here. In addition, it's not like an additional comment, but like as a summary. So the case is on hold. Complete review. So your screen might be slightly different than this. And during your review, you also need to check the momentum report that Cynthia just showed you to see how many heads the applicant fill out, if it's correct, if the address is in there is correct, if it matches with this one. And also they have to enter the building address.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
I didn't even realize you weren't home. I was thinking you were driving the expedition.
Can you mute, please? Normally, I guess we need to check this. Correct, Cynthia?
Sorry, what did you say?
For the report,
Mm-hmm.
because this should be the FIR. So we need to check this one, right? For the summary of the report, momentum
Yeah,
application.
so they're just gonna use this momentum application for fire, and then they're going to search what the case number is. Yeah.
But since this is a CGU, I'm just going to use this. But I need to see Let's see if I can.
Yeah, it's just a test case. I wasn't able to get any new, I had to use something that was existing in the system already. So
It's
whatever
okay.
the case number is and what they're assigned to, it will show up just like that.
Yeah, this gives the template anyway, so this is good, Cynthia. So this is the FIR momentum application. So they will put the contractor's information, the engineer's information is the NICET person or the engineer with their license number. And for the permit, they have to answer those questions. And so they will select the third party reviewer from here. That's how the county will assign the case to you. So if they select the wrong name from here, you know, that would interrupt and delay the process because it needs to be corrected again. And then the scope of work will be here that you can check. And the address is here. So you always want to make sure the address, including the unit number, all correct and match with the plans. And there should, I think, I don't know why, but there should be the system type, the number of heads, and this is the building permit number. As you know, the building permit number must be on your deficiency report. So we have the case and it's now with the applicant. Cynthia.
All right. So you finished the review?
For the first cycle, yes.
Okay. So applicant is going to get the task directly. This is me logged in as the applicant. Their task is called the Fire Applicant Amendment Upload. So the applicant is going to select that. And they are going to see your comments that you made. Okay, so the applicant opens up their task, tells them to use the fire folder and subfolders. They are going to look at the change mark items. So they're going to see that those changes that Aslam made, comment 1, 2, and 3, are made. The applicant is able to make a response. And save those. And once they upload their new drawing with the changes that they made, the applicant should use the same name with the changes so that the system can version and compare the drawings. So the applicant is going to upload the same name. As you can see, the blue, once it's blue, it will not let you upload the same name if no changes are made. The system compares it. So it says that it's a version candidate and it'll be versioned if the content has been changed in any way. Even if they make one line or anything like that, it will allow it to be changed. So I will close that. And you can see as the applicant, I'm uploading version 2. I'm going to let the confirm that I've done these things, and I'm going to submit it back to the third-party reviewer, which is you. Okay, so now I'm done. The next step that you'll get, Awesome, do you want to do that or would you like me to do it?
I can do.
Okay.
Okay, so I can see that there's a new file and it's version 2 of the file. So to compare it, I will use that icon with the magnifier. So I'm going to click this to compare the two versions. So sometimes they only, apply for a revision to change the address. There are other cases, or if you want to make sure they didn't do any other changes, they just corrected what you asked in your comments. It's a, time saving method. So I will say compare mode. And also here, you can use go to version 1 and you can see when place your markups and all who entered the file and all those informations. So I'm going to click compare mode and select the versions I would like to compare. There might be 5 versions and I'm going to hit compare. A new window will pop up and I'm going to click overlay differences option. So as you can see, and I can see if there is any difference. The gray means no difference. And from here, I can compare. This is version 2 and version 1. Okay, let's see. Okay. So this is version 1. Sorry, this is version 2. So the red means this is the change. These are the changes. And I see there are some changes here too. And I would like to see what the previous one is. So if I see that everything is okay, I'm going to approve this. So first I will select and I'm going to batch stamp files. And I'm going to use the third party, I believe. Cynthia, can you just, okay. Okay, so this one, correct, Cynthia? Or is there a separate stamp for the third party fire system engineers?
There's just the 2 special projects and third party.
Okay, then we are going to select the third party. And I will go advanced. And I'm going to select the approved set folder and process batch. So if I have multiple plans, I will select all of them from here and I will do it all together. So you don't have to do it one by one. You can just select all of them and just hit batch stamp files, do the same thing for all of them at once. And if you have documents under the documents folder, it's the same way. And at the end, you still need to require to put your deficiency report and approval report into the approved permit set. And then I will go project tasks. So when you click the project tasks, you will see your task here. Again, you don't need to click anywhere else. And I'm going to also show you the report portion for your information. So I think I don't have it. Oh, it's with the amendment screening. Oh, Cynthia, the task is with you, I think.
No, third-party fire group has to send it back to the applicant for a second review cycle. So I just finished as the applicant, and then now third-party group has to pick up the distribution task to send it back to the applicant.
Oh, okay, so 2 tasks.
Or sorry, to the applicant or to the reviewer.
Okay. Okay. So you will have you will have 2 tasks. So I'm going to do the first task. If I see they have plans in there and if everything is okay, I'm just going to complete this first task. So I approve to begin to a new cycle. But let's say if they forgot to upload some plans or they just send it to you by mistake, you can just return to the applicant before taking any action. Okay, so now the task is with me. So I'm going to accept. And I need to delete those change marks from the plans. So to do that, I'm going to click here so I can confirm that all are resolved. Okay, and then I'm going to approve it. So you can upload your files by using this button here. It says upload files. So for the approval letter and deficiency report. And again, you can use the project reports or you can inform the applicant to use the project reports to check the case status. So instead of if someone keeps calling you, you can inform them to use the project doc system. So they can use project flow workflow routing slip. And it will tell them the steps, the case status, where it is, and very detailed one. And so for momentum, it will provide the volume applications in the future. For now, that use is not in there yet. But once we will have that option, you're going to review only one case, and you will review all the volume under one case, and the system will create the permit numbers for the other cases. So it will be an easier process for the volumes. But again, currently, we don't have that in Momentum yet. And for the POF applications, currently we couldn't accept POF applications through Momentum, but you can submit the POF FIR cases and you can review them through Momentum. So for the POF number, again, you need to check from that report that I showed you. This also includes the POF number. The applicant enters the POF number here. And if it's in the system lets them to move forward. So also you might want to verify that POF number matches with the documents. Cynthia, back to you again.
That's the last that I have on here. Is there anything else you'd like me to show?
Just quickly, I would like to mention, so if the address is wrong or the POF number is wrong, or if they enter the wrong number of heads, etc., they cannot, when you send the case back, they cannot just change it. They will not have an access to that form again. So to change those, they have to apply for a revision to the county. So you can let them know.
All right, thank you, Azim and Cynthia. This is Bo Ugo from the QA/QC unit. Just to add to the presentation, job well done by Cynthia and Azim. Appreciate that. But just to add to the presentation, we're advising that since the third-party reviewers are actually they're supposed to be the first point of contact when the applicants are trying to submit a FIR application, as in they have to hire or reach out to you guys first to determine that you guys are going to be reviewing the applications. We're advising that we're advising that since you guys are going to be the first point of contact, that you advise the applicants of the new procedure. We just want you to help reiterate that. So that there's no confusion during the submission process. And the new procedure is going to be applicable, like Mr. Nabil said in the beginning of the presentation, for building applications that goes through the Momentum system. They're going to have to follow this process that we're doing our training refresher for. In the event that they have a building application in the old e-permit system, and our websites and Momentum applications are also going to have an update and a notice on these applications to also advise applicants of the same thing that I'm mentioning now. If the applicants are applying for a fire system application under the building application for a e-permits application, they will be required to process the application the prior way, which is the old way that they used to process it in the e-permit system. Just wanted to just reiterate that point and ask if you guys, all the third-party reviewers on this call, can assist us to help reiterate that point. Okay. I don't have anything else to say, and it seems that Aslam and Ms. Cynthia are done with the presentation. So we're going to open up the floors for anyone that has a question so that we could assist to address.
Yeah, this is Don Peralta. I had a quick question because I got a comment back this week about the number of sprinklers not matching the drawing and what was put into momentum. But it sounds like if they don't match, they can't correct it. They have to apply for a permit revision. Is that what you said?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
They,
well,
they have to, if the POF number doesn't match, or if any information is missing, they have to apply for a revision. That's why it's important when they first apply, they have to fill out the information correctly.
yeah, I understand that, but I guess I'm just still, a permit revision to me means you're going from revision 0 to revision 1. If you haven't approved the first one because you can't, how can they apply for a permit revision? I guess that's what I'm not understanding. And maybe I'm just not clear as to what you're saying under what is a permit revision.
Yeah, Paul, can you chime in, please?
All right, so let me just understand your question again, Don. So you're saying that an applicant submitted a fire application, right?
Yeah, it was a sprinkler for a townhouse, and
Okay.
and I went through, and this was actually the third. This was a 5 townhouse group, and 2
Right.
of the previous ones had been approved and gone through the process. Somehow the other 3 got lost in the system, and eventually one of them got spit out to me yesterday. So since there was no comments from the original submission, I just went through and approved it and did the stamping and the documents and all and uploaded it. Well, then I got a notification that
I,
the sprinkler number in the momentum document didn't match what was on the drawing. So
well,
I
that's
have that
that.
case right now, so I can't, it seems like you can't approve something, so I don't see how they can revise a permit if it
Well, no,
hasn't
no,
been
they can,
approved.
they can. So if you got, then the comment that you got, I'm assuming it came from the DPIE fire team, right? They
I
sent it
assume
back.
so, yes.
Okay, so if they sent it back, telling you they're sending it back based on our guidelines. So you would have to have placed that application on hold and requested that the applicant applies for a revision to update the amount of sprinkler heads. That's it. That's all that can be
Okay,
done.
okay, well, I already approved it. And then I got the comment back from DPIE saying that there was this,
Yeah,
mismatch on the thing.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I assumed that it was
Sir,
never issued out as an approved document from DPI because they had a comment on it.
yeah,
So,
you approved it.
I'm a little confused at how they can, again, it's just I'm confused how they can have a permit revision if the DPI's not approving it in the end result, so there's no approved permit.
But
So
Bob, maybe
uh,
I can just
yeah,
show.
I was gonna go, but I'll let you. Yeah, I'll let you take that one then.
Okay, so after let's say the third party reviewer approves the case, this is my own screen.
Can you if I gave you the permit number, could you
No,
pull it up?
I will just go with the test case. So this is
Yes.
the test case we just approved. So as you can see it on my main screen,
Yeah, I see.
as DPIE. So everybody can see it in my section. So what
Yes.
I'm going to do is I'm going to check if everything is okay. So we will do random QA/QC, and also
Okay.
we are still going to check every case.
Okay.
Because we are the ones, the system assigns the fee now, but we want to make sure everything is okay.
Understand.
So I check and I see there's, let's say it doesn't match or anything wrong with it. I will also place some comments here. See,
Right.
this is the approved set, approved by the third party reviewer.
Okay.
And this is my comment, I will say DPIE comment. And changes required.
Okay.
I'm going to save it. Just like you do. So this portion is the same for everyone. Sorry, it's just.
Don't worry, it's coming. It's spinning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to place this one on hold from my side, DPIE side.
Okay. So if you
So I
place it
placed
on,
my comments.
go ahead.
All right, so remember, Azam, this is
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
this is me. Normally, I would see one of your name here as the third party reviewer. That's why I just confused.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So this is a third party reviewer that I'm going to see. So I select you, whoever reviewed it, and then I'm going to assign file distribution.
No, you'll assign internal corrections.
Okay, yeah.
So that's going to go back to whoever reviewed the case so that they could return the application back to the applicant to address that comment. So what Azam did, sir, Mr. Don, if you want to, let's go back to e-permits, right? Normally you would give the customer an approved stamp drawing so that they could upload. It could go through the system. When it goes through the system, I'm talking about e-permits application. When Azam gets that case, they do the same thing. You know, they send it back to the customer. The customer has to look at Azam comments that she sends back, send it back to you so that, revise the sheet so that you could restamp it. So it's basically the same thing. It's just that it's happening now in the system. So Azam's team, DPIE, will get a fire completeness task after the third-party review task is completed. And that's for them to do a quick QA/QC if required. If they see something that they don't like, they can't allow it to move forward if it doesn't meet the review guidelines.
Understand.
And yes, to see what the comments are, you can use the current project markups listing report. Just click on this one. And I know it's confusing, but this is as the third party reviewer, your comments. And this is as the DPIE, our comments here. So you will see different names here. I hope it's not going to confuse you, but then you can see what DPIE comments are here. So if it requires something that the applicant needs to go back and revise, you are going to inform the applicant to apply for a revision. And then you are going to send the task back to the applicant and they will apply for a revision to DPIE. So there's nothing to do with you at that point. After you send, you will accept the task. And you can just write a note here, but you need to place it on hold so the applicant can receive the task.
Yeah, but once I approve it, it tells me I can't go back into the case.
Yeah, you can. Once we have
that's not correct. That's not correct. So once Azam sends the task back to you, you see how you have the case right now? Requesting that it must have came back to you the same way that Azam did it.
I got an email. I got an email through ePlan with the comment from whoever did it on
whoever did it. So you should be able to open up your task list right now, and you should be able to reaccept that task.
Okay.
And instead of approving it, and you should be able to put it on hold based on the comments that Azam made.
Okay, I understand that.
So
okay.
if you want, some separate time, we could talk to show you how to reaccept the task. But once you have your tasks, there's a little arrow next to that task that you accepted initially. Once you click that little arrow going the other way, that's the reaccept arrow. And you should be able to reaccept that task on your task list and then place it on hold. And your hold comments is basically going to be what Osmond's comments or whoever's comments was to basically advising the applicant that the project is on hold and you should apply for a revision to update the sprinkler heads. I think that's what you were saying.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. Basically, I just sent him an email saying this is the comment I got from the county. So you're gonna have to fix it.
Yes, because his application, as you know, has to match what the drawings are. That's just standard.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Well,
So
today was the first day I really could understand that we could go
oh,
back into that momentum form to begin with, because I didn't believe we had access to it, but I see that we do.
All right. So no worries. Any questions or concerns? There is an email address on the agenda that's attached. And if you have any technical issues with ePlan, the ePlan technical team email address is on there. If you want to reach out to Azam for just some quick feedback, like you were just doing today, her email address is on the call. And if you have any, other concerns, all the applicable email addresses are located on the bottom of the training agenda that was attached to the chat. And if anyone who attended late needs us to reattach the agenda, please let me know and I will do so. Please do so right now. Are there any other questions? Please speak free.
I had a question I typed in. And
yes,
I can
sir.
articulate it. In today's presentation, the end product was placed in the approved folder, which makes sense for a county reviewer. At the prior meeting, we were instructed to place them in a third-party subfolder. And I've done a kitchen hood review where that's what I did. And when the county processed it, they moved it into the approved folder and everything was smooth. On some current fire alarm reviews I'm doing, I've gotten some comments back where I've placed them in the third-party folder, but the county is looking for them in the contractors folders. So I've kind of got, which folder are we to use? Because today it said put them in the approved. I'm getting feedback from the county saying put them in the contractor folder. And the prior meeting they said use a third-party folder. So I just want to know which one I should put it in, and to make sure all the counties on board with the same approach.
It's a good question. So Cynthia, do you mind sharing your screen, please? Azam, you could take it from there once Cynthia shares her screens so that you could direct them on the exact folder, please. Visual is always better. Okay, so Azam, what folder are they supposed to upload the approved drawings to after they've completed their reviews, ma'am?
Approved permit set folder. I know there would be some confusion because there is a peer review process, building third party, but this is only for FIR cases. So for FIR cases, we would like to have the approved set in the approved permit set folder.
So I'm sorry, what's the name of the gentleman that had the question?
Frank. I got
Frank.
that. Yes.
So were you when the refresher you were referring to, were you referring to the last training for building application or fire application?
I've actually been in each, so I honestly don't remember which. I apologize.
All right. So I don't want you to confuse, because a lot of the people on the call today are also part of the building application process. So I don't want you guys to mix the two. That's why we separated it, guys. Right. So this is specifically for FIR applications. That's non-building applications. And per our fire supervisor, Oslam, she wants to ensure that you're uploading your drawings that you approve to the approved permit set folder after your reviews are completed for FIR applications. Okay.
Thank you both.
No worries. Was there any other questions?
I have another question. Sorry if we already went through this. Can you show me exactly what stamps you'd like to have placed on drawings? I from the original training that we had for the FIR cases, it looked like we were stamping the approved drawings and even the submittal packages, like the actual like cut sheets and calculations with a stamp. Yeah, the stamp that was in ePlans. However, after like probably the first 2 or 3 permits that I did, I was getting a bunch of comments back, all my permits kicked back, saying that they wanted the circle stamp and the square stamp on the drawings, and then the circle stamp on the equipment or the submittal booklets or the sheet files. So I'm just really unclear what stamps we're supposed to be using here.
Before Cynthia shows you the demonstration of how to and the correct stamp to use, I want you to remember that some of your, they're confusing. The circle are for building applications, if applicable, right? If applicable. Azim, correct me if I'm wrong, there are no circle stamps for FIR momentum applications.
There are circle stamps, so you can also have an option. I'm sure Cynthia would show you. You can have the JPEG file of your circle stamp, and you can also use it on your approvals. So I know some documents have multiple pages under one file, but we still required, necessary pages to have stamps. So when you use that batch stamp option, it will only stamp the first page of that document. So if you don't see, the required pages don't have any stamp, yes, we will kick it back to you. So to prevent it, you can use a circle stamp, and you can just attach it.
Wait a minute, Azim. Just real quick for clarification, right? The circle stamp was the stamps that you guys use on the old e-permit applications, yes?
Yes, so both would work. That's what I'm saying. We are not going to reject them if they use the circle stamp on the document pages to approve the documents
no worries. If that's the guidelines, and that's fine. But just for reiteration, the stamps that were created for these FIR applications, I'm sure that you guys are used to using your circle stamps on your own when you have to stamp the drawings and give it to the customer. But utilizing the e-plan system, we've created the stamp that Cynthia is getting ready to show you guys right now. If you're choosing to add your circle stamps, I guess Azim was saying that's okay. But we have created, if you updated your profile information the way that you're supposed to update it, all of your information should be on the stamp that was created on this application. That's completely up to you to utilize the circle stamp or not. We are looking for the stamp that was created for this purpose during the third-party review process for FIR applications.
But because for multiple page documents, they would not be able to use this because when they select,
it still works.
It will go.
If you use the batch stamp in the e-plans system that you have shown, you can stamp every single page.
That's correct.
There's an
That's
option.
correct. That's
There's
correct.
An option. However,
that's correct.
I have to interject. I was using this exact stamp, and I stamped every single sheet. There were 200 pages of equipment cuts and calculations and the whole 9 yards. And I got about 7 or 8 of my permits rejected by the county because they said I needed my circle and my square stamp on these drawings or sheets.
But you said the county. Hold on, Azim. You said someone from the county said that you needed. Oh, okay, Azim.
So maybe it might happen previously because I received a question similar to that, and all fire section engineers now accepts those stamps.
So
it might happen previously. Please keep in mind everybody is new to this application. It is in progress. So, but currently we all accept the square stamps.
Okay. So it sounds like Azim is saying.
But again,
sounds like Azim is saying moving forward,
pages should have the stamps
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. I don't think that's an issue. And it will if they back stamp it, awesome. But it sounds like you're saying moving forward that the fire team, when they get the fire completeness task, should not be sending the third-party reviewers back the drawings to include their circle stamps when you already see the square stamp on the drawings. Right? It sounds like that's what you're
Yes,
saying.
we have been accepting, yes.
Okay.
Can I just ask, and I trust you, and I really do appreciate that is the way moving forward. When did you guys have this meeting, and when did you all get on the same page? Because as of very recently, I've had plans getting kicked back from the county saying that it didn't have the appropriate stamps on there.
You can just email me the case numbers, please, so I can check.
Okay, I did. I sent you guys this email about maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, because it's getting a bit cumbersome, and I hope I'm not coming all confrontational. I really do appreciate the learning curve here, but you know, those rejections because we're not on the same page about stamps to be used and what's accepted and what's not, that costs a lot of us time and money, and it's very difficult for us to run a successful business on not only our side, the contractor side, when we're getting rejected because we're not on the same page about what stamps are being used. So
yeah, unfortunately, I don't have such an email, but if you can forward the email, again, I will check.
Mr. Michael, please forward your email to Azam as advised on the agenda provided. She is she's a supervisor for the fire team. So in the event that you're having any concerns with the review, with the reviewer comments, please, that's why her email address is on the agenda. Please include her on the email to assist you with resolving your concerns.
I appreciate it, but
no worries.
just so we're all clear on the entire call, the square stamp that Cynthia just showed, that can be used on all drawings and all hydraulic calculations, equipment data sheets. That can be used for everything, and we're all on the same page in agreement that is the only stamp.
You're breaking up, but I think you were trying to say that is the only stamp that you can use, right? I'm not sure if that's what you were saying, but you broke up. You broke up, sir.
I'm sorry that I broke up. Yes, that is correct. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
That's the only stamp that's needed. Okay.
Yes, we are. In the event that you have any concerns about what we're discussing today in the training refresher, please include Ms. Aslam on your email so that she could assist you to address your concerns accordingly. Right?
Thank you.
So I just uploaded a document to test this stamp also. Multiple pages document. I just stamp it and waiting for the system to process.
We could discuss that afterwards, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? All right. All right. If there are no other questions, in the event that someone thinks about a question down the line that we didn't address during